Hello everyone, my name is Val, and in this video this week we are doing a salad mix of singles that I wanted to touch for quite a long time but did not know how to approach them. So we will have a look on some Odens eye singles and their single multichromes. We will have a look on some Karla Cosmetics and things that she is providing in singles as well, and this look we also will do together. So it's not a typical review, it's just an attempt of creativity flow and how to approach singles and what to use with them. I also will be using mattes from the Cosmic Brushes, this palette in the Winter Wonderland, which I have for quite some time but never really did a review, and at this point I'm not sure if it's needed because I already touched them, so it's kind of... So, if you're interested to see what I will create, how the things are, what will be the consequences of that, and things like that, please stay tuned, and I'm starting. So, it's actually Tuesday 24th, and I'm doing my Christmas New Year salad of singles, basically. I'm starting today with Oden's Eye, because I want to just try them out, and this look will be inspired by Mashka Zoom makeup. You can find her in Instagram. She creates very nice, dark, sultry looks, and I'm going to take her one of the examples as an inspiration for today. It's not gonna be exact copy. I'm also not following the tutorial per se, but I'm kind of interested in how she arranges colors with each other so that they are pretty dark and nice looking, and this is where I'm going. I will insert the shades and shade names on the side because I don't really see them, and for me to see the shade I need to see the back of the refill, and they are just in the palette right now organized, and I don't want to like get it out during the makeup creation. So this will be the scope of the work, and let's begin. I'm starting with a pink shade to outline the crease and overall the eye. It also will be my lead shade later. And then I'm going into brown. Brown is to darken the corner so that we will have nice dark outer edge as it's supposed to be. Then I'm going into purple. It's like a warmer purple that goes into pink, and it's not that good for my liking as a color itself. I actually also never worked with the singles from Odens Eye, only with their palette, so I'm not exactly sure what to expect from them, but it's worth a try, I guess. So as far as I don't really like this color, I will go into the other purple, which is more blue based. And this one looks much better. It goes into the very beginning of the eye and by the lower lid. Then I'm going to blend it all out with some pink and just adding a bit of shade here and there, so it's kind of a bit more blended, a bit more interesting. And when I'm more or less pleased, I also used the wrong brush for brown, so I switched the brush at the end to something more fluffy. And now I am going into the shade that is a green multichrome. As I said, I don't know the names right now. I will look at them later, but yeah, that's what we are going for. And it's a bit more foily, and it's a multichrome with the green to pink to orange shift as far as I can see. It actually looks really nice and interesting, and I'm setting it pretty much everywhere on the moving lid as I usually do. And it looks a bit more gold when you don't look like if you don't look straight onto yourself. It's more over just gold. Like I have a mirror down there on the table, and from there it looks just gold. So I think this look only requires a bit of wing, and after that I will come back with a full face already. This is the makeup I've created with the shade Ingrid by Odens Eye and a few others, which I do not bother remembering names of the mattes. They are pretty nice hanging out in this palette, so it's like a whole palette, so I don't have this feeling of being a single, and this is kind of cool. And I bought this for like 50 euros probably, 12 matte shades, and they come like this, and the multichromes are 134 euros I believe for 12 shades. This is the first launch that they had, and there is a second one with additional shades, but I'm still struggling if I should get this because it's a lot of money. But if you buy it one by one, it's going to be even more expensive, so I understand that completely. But I don't know. I will probably get through all of these and then I will think about getting more. So this Ingrid here on the eyes, as you can see, the base is not green at all. It's green in the multichrome itself. So it's definitely something peachy, something pink and something green. You don't need specific things to catch it, except when you're filming, if you have just one light in front of you, this is not going to work. You need something from the sides, just like I have here, from the sides, and then it's kind of working. So just a thought for you, if you're also filming something, if you try to catch the multichromes, you need this additional lighting from sides to have the ability to do that. And the mattes seem to be fine, but I have some troubles with the brushes. So the brushes for application are really important. They cannot be overlooked. You need to know which brush how applies things, and this affects how the shade will be blended or applied in general. I think I will need some natural brushes. Mostly I work with synthetics, but for dry products, natural brushes, natural bristles will actually be better in most of the cases. So I'm thinking, I'm still not sure about that, but yeah, goat brushes should be fine. It's just not epilated, it's a shaved goat basically. And then the brushes are getting produced, but the pricing on them is also not the easiest one. Anyway, moving on to makeup itself. What do I have also on my face? I mixed today the light reflecting by NARS with House Labs. I'm gonna use this a lot as a mixer because it's nice consistency, nice skincare kind of stuff, and I have a lot of foundations that are too dark for me, and mixing them creates something more in the proper state. This one is, by the way, Mont Blanc, because Oslo is a bit too pink, so Mont Blanc is more neutral. Ideally I need to mix them together and then also add this. It's crazy. You cannot find shades sometimes for yourself, and it's such a struggle. I'm glad I can mix because I'm so pale, but sometimes you cannot mix the shade you need. It's unfortunate. It's very, like, you can get rightfully offended by that because you don't have a shade to work with your skin. It's horrible. Continuing, About Face in the shade Laid. This is Blush Balm, and this is my first product from About Face. I have two blushes right now. One is in tangerine color, and then this one is supposed to be pink, but of course on me it's not pink. Not surprisingly, and it's turning like a bit more peachy. Plus I added Rodeo Drive on top, so it's more orangey in general. I thought that it will kind of match the shift with my eye, and yeah, that's what I did. On the lips today I have Dancing Queen. It's a lot more berry than purple, so it's truly nice berry color. That's all I have on my face today. And I think that's pretty much it for now. The next one I would probably do something from Karla Cosmetics because I generally want to touch more of the pigments that I bought, and I need to work through them, and I think it makes sense in such a way. So if you're interested to see what exactly is going to happen, of course I'm not gonna touch all of the shades from Odens and from Karla in this video, but I'm going to do this from time to time to mix through palettes that I will do. I also bought Autumn palette by Fantasy Cosmetica. I'm still waiting for it to arrive. It probably will arrive after Christmas, so I will notify you. I actually want Bella Beauty Bar Vamp or Unearthly Cosmetics Just a Taste palette. I'm not sure, and I'm hesitating because 70 plus euros for a palette. It's like Natasha Denona style, you know? But yeah, I need to find peace with myself, and maybe then I can buy this. Okay, for now, that is it. I think I will see you also today, but maybe later. And I'm just enjoying the multichrome. I think it looks awesome. So see you in the next one very soon. So it's evening and I'm fully enjoying my time off, so to say. I understood that one in the day and one in the evening actually is a good idea and how to process the looks, but unfortunately this is not always possible because there is a work calling in the majority of times. So anyway, I am starting with some other look. I decided to do mix with Karla Cosmetics. So I have 9 pigments from Karla Cosmetics and 12 shades from Oden's Eye. I probably will need 3 more from Karla to do something else, but we will see. And I have decided that I will use mattes from Cosmic Brushes, Cosmic Beauty, sometimes they're called right now. And I have these palettes that I did not review properly, but I touched them. So Delicious Delights I touched fully. Makeup looks with them were in my shorts mostly, but not in any YouTube video, so to say. And I'm going to use the Winter Wonderland today as my inspiration for the mattes. And generally for the mattes, because that's just how it is. So I'm taking some brush that is slightly fluffy, and I'm going to the shade Blanket. It will be my crease and blending shade in such a makeup. I actually had a very staining experience with the purples from this palette, so you gotta be careful about that, because yeah, it may ruin everything at some point if you are not careful enough. Then I'm taking the shade Snowfall and setting it into the inner corner, and on top of that Snowfall I'm setting the Blanket once again, just because it makes sense to me. After that I'm going into the shade Calm, actually not really knowing what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to go with it. The shade Calm is gonna be the second shade in the gradient, and I'm setting it right next to Blanket. And the last and darkest, I'm thinking about Clear Skies. It's a bit more blue than purple, but it's okay because we can manage that and blend it with the purples, and it will be more purple, so it's fine. So Clear Skies will go into the outer third of the eye to make things more dark and like generic, as usual, as it's supposed to be. And then I'm blending everything with Blanket once again, just to clear the edges, make them more smooth. And now we are going into our pigment. This pigment is called Crybaby by Karla Cosmetics. It's a loose pigment with pastel undertone. That's why it's called Moonstone. If it's a moonstone, then there is some base to it. If it's opal, then it's a sheer one. So it's like effect of the color, but not actually the base of the color. So I'm first taking and opening the pigment, because that's going to be the hardest part. This little lid on a jar, if you open it too much or too quickly, it will, you will lose half of the jar of pigment. You gotta be careful about opening them. And I'm putting just a little bit of the pigment into my lid. In the lid, it can stay, it can leave, you can close it with that. Just turn it around, upside down basically, and it's all good. Upside down storage for this pigment is also good because you can see the names of the shades. So that is something to consider. And I need something to set it on. And I, as I said, don't really like glitter glue, but maybe it's a better option. But anyway, let's try the Fix Potion. This is mini. I believe they changed the size and now it's smaller than it was before. And I'm taking the silicone brush because it's one of the best options how to apply these pigments. And I'm trying to apply just a bit of this gel onto my moving lid where the pigment will go. And I have to say that most likely it will eat something underneath, so you need to make sure that your eyeshadow can withstand that, or you don't have eyeshadow in that area. It's just very, very problematic to work with in such conditions. With the glue it's probably easier. Maybe next time I will try glue instead. So it does eat through the eyeshadow, which I don't really like. Unfortunately, I cannot change that. And then with the same silicone brush, I'm just setting it into the whole thing. So yeah, it's a very pretty pigment. I'm enjoying it. It's a really nice color and it's very sparkly. Is indeed multichrome. You can see the shifts of it. I think I will only need to add like how to say, the wing basically, and after that I will be back with a full look. And this is the look I ended up with, and I have to say, I always have to say something, that this is insanely beautiful. I'm just so in love with the purple look, with this pigment on top. Look at it, it's multichroming, and it's also like separate sparkles. It's not smooth like Oden's eye was, because it's not pressed. So if you're into these separate sparkles that are just going beyond imagination, I think you need something like a loose pigment. It's harder to work with, but sometimes it's so worth it. The fixed potion I applied to this eye with slightly smudging motions, like you should not do that. You need to apply it with tapping motions. Then the eyeshadow underneath will not be disturbed and it will be all fine. And overall in macro, this look is just, mwah, I'm so happy with it. I'm just so happy with how this all turned out. I think the lenses also fit here really nicely. I'm totally in love with the pigment. I understand why it's still holding its place in Karla Cosmetics, and I'm just so into that. It's such a galaxy, such a wonderful makeup that it turned out. Cosmic brushes, mattes are good. I'm not sure if that will stain me. Most likely it will stain me, but they are good. They're pigment, you have to know how to work with them, but they are blendable and they are very bright. Like, these are the most vivid colors, and this is wonderful purple. So if you are thinking if this palette is something for you, if you love purples, if you love blues, this is definitely something for you. I need to do a proper review probably with all this shimmery shades and stuff, because I only did like 2 looks with it or 3, and I did not review it properly before because I had reasons. I did a lot of looks and shorts with Delicious Delights, and this palette is not the most out of them. I also still have Muse and Serenity waiting for their turn. I think that should happen because, first of all, I'm interested in what I can create with them, even if the palette is not that fresh or that relevant anymore. If you can still buy it, it's worth checking out. And it's worth checking out for me because I like to do looks and I like to review palettes in such a way. So 2 in 1, killing 2 bunnies with 1 shot, or how is it properly told? It's just so pretty. cannot have enough. So nice. I'm super happy with today's looks. It's a purple day and it's been magical. So what else do I have on my face? Dennis & Mauric's Balm Contour in Fair 1. If you apply too much, it's going to be too warm. If you are able to blend it out, it's going to be neutral. Fine, okay, we can live with that. If it's neutral, we can live with that. When it becomes too warm is just not it. Then I have Lowlighter in Unbothered as my blush today because I thought that this lightest pink will probably be looking good. It does get itself out of your skin after it sets. So when it's a balm, it's much more pigmented than when it's a powder. And it turns to powder, like a lot of her products in such a format turn into powder. You gotta be aware of that. And I'm just notifying. Then as highlighter, Strobe from Dior Universal palette. It's a 001 palette, Glow Face. So I thought that white one is kind of in the theme, so turned out good. And for my lips today, I'm using Endless Cacao as the outline. And then Boys Town by Colourpop as my lippy pencil. So all of the insides, it's this. It doesn't look like the packaging. You have to be aware of that. It doesn't look like the packaging. So I don't know. Do you need swatches of these from Truth or Bare? Because I probably can make some short with that, or with just the lippies somewhere. But then I need something from Colourpop to review. Then it would make sense, right? I think so. So tomorrow I think we will do the same in terms of the overview. 1 Odens, 1 Karla. I will need to buy 3 more pigments from Karla, or I will use something that I already have, but I did looks with them, but maybe we will see. And this will be the part 1. So if I do 3 by 3, that means I will have 4 videos of total in such a way, which is not bad actually. It's just that I don't know how to structure them in terms of the schedule. Once a month, that doesn't sound bad. Okay, let's see how this will go, depending on the palettes that I will get, depending on the releases, if I will get the release, and etc, etc. But the idea is nice, and I'm actually super inspired to do something with more random colors rather than the ones from the palette. It's refreshing. It's looking good. So until I'm enjoying myself, sorry about that, just really loving it. Tell me what you think, if you think something, and I'm done for today. See you tomorrow. So it is a Christmas day actually, and to be completely honest, I just wanted to create something before we go to the Christmas party, like a dinner, Christmas dinner at my husband's parents, and I'm just trying to have fun, you know, with my days off. So today I wanted to do something in exactly the Christmas spirit, Christmas vibe, and I'm doing the red and green today. So I will be taking the Odens eye and I want to touch the shade Leon, which is like very famous from them. And to do that, I'm gonna build a base of matte, which you will not see anyway, but it kind of gives me a bit of a, yeah, better feeling for myself, I guess. So I'm starting with white into the inner corner. This will be my highest point, lightest point. Then I'm going into the pink, and after that into a darker pink, and trying to blend them together slightly. They don't differ too much, which is weird, but okay. Then I'm going into a red. Red is much more pigmented than the previous pink, which doesn't make too much sense, but also kind of makes sense. And it's harder to blend them all together, but it doesn't really matter because we will cover it all with multichrome anyway. After red, I'm going into, with a fluffy brush, into the brown, because brown is quite an important shade in here. And brown is gonna be the darkest part. It also will be the one that connects the lower lid and the upper lid, because green goes to brown as well, and it looks good. So brown is like truly a connection shade in this makeup. And by the lower lid, I am going to put green, like a forest green, and then the salad green that they have in the Oden's eye as well. So these two mattes are on the bottom lid just to have them there, kind of, not for any specific other reason, but yeah, just to have them there. And let's touch now the shade Leon. I did not think this makeup through, so I apologize for that. I just wanted to like improvise a bit. So I'm taking the shade Leon, and to be honest, I don't see the multichrome in it. Like, where does it go in terms of multichroming? Which shades are in it? I can see maybe 2 of the shades, but they are very close to each other. So it's like, is it even a multichrome? I'm not sure. So I'm placing it into the lid. It's kind of slightly crumbly. I now understand why people prefer to apply it with the finger. And I see a bit of orange, a bit of red in it, but they are very close together, so I'm not even sure, like, why is it called multichrome? And as I said, I did not think through of how to approach this makeup into the inner corner, because just leaving it with a harsh line is not an option. So I think I will add another multichrome. I don't know its name, but it's lightest in this collection, and it has a green shift. So I think it's yellow to green or something like that. And it will work most likely. So I'm gonna place it into the inner corner and drag it by the lower lash line, lower lid, so that I will have this kind of mix and match, pretty much. I feel myself like I'm a Christmas tree ornament or like a toy, you know. And from here I will only add black smudged line. I don't want to do the very strict graphic liner in here, only like a bit of lash line to be tightened, and that will be it. I'm okay with what I've created right now. So I will come back when I do the full face already. So once again, Merry Christmas. And this is my look with everything that I've used. Basically, I did go ham with the blush, but I thought like it's a Christmas elf, so why not? I'm just making things extra today. So the multichrome is supposed to be multichrome, but I don't see a multichrome. What is wrong with that Leon shade? I have no idea, but yeah, I just don't see a multichrome. Maybe the darkness is supposed to be part of it. I don't know. I'm just so confused. The green one, which is mixed in the corner here that you can see, it does give a multichrome effect. It's a nice green. It looks good also on green. Mattes are okay. The somewhat white and pink, very close to each other. So the color payoff is not exactly the same as you see in here. Also, the red is orange-based red. You can also see it here, and you just have to be aware of that. So the pink is pink, but the red is going to orange, so they are not really that good with each other. But with the brown, red turns out nice. So I think this is pretty much what I can say. They blend nicely, they work nicely. Mattes are okay. I have nothing against it, but this shade, I just don't see a multichrome. That's confusing, but that's what we are dealing with from time to time. it's okay. So what else do I have on my face? I'm still abusing Danessa Myricks Fair One because it kind of looks good. I also have Danessa Myricks Rosé and Brunch as my blush. As I said, I went ham on them, so it's a bit over, but it's okay. At the end, I don't mind it for the look. For the character makeup. Then I have a Jubilant Chorus Super Shock highlighter in tie-dye style. This is slightly, yeah, it's like, you see this line pretty much. It's nice. So I just sometimes don't understand the Super Shock, and also I found out that they are not actually like this big. The pan itself is very small, so this whole thing is not needed, but they look big. But in fact, the pan is small. And on my lips, I have a combo from last year collection, I believe, Colourpop Rudolph. There is Always Tomorrow. There is a lippy pencil in here in the shade Rudolph, which is quite unique. It's a dark red with a cool undertone. And the lipstick is also very nice. It has little snowflakes embedded, like the form was with the little snowflakes. So it's just cute. I decided that red lips, which I don't do often, is a good option for this look because I'm not actually losing anything by doing that. Overall, combining green and red is an option. It can look good, as you can see, if they are not directly mixed together. If they're directly mixed together, they will create something brown, and that's exactly how the color theory works. You can see also the color wheel right there. So sometimes I'm using it, but mostly I'm already knowing what goes with what. So that's my look for today. I'm not actually going to wear it for the dinner with parents because it's a bit too much, but I will do some just winged liner as usual, and in the evening I hope to do one more look with Karla Cosmetics. Looking forward to it, so don't miss me. I will be back soon. So it's Thursday 26. Yesterday we came back home very late, and I decided not to do anything, not to bother with things, just to get some rest, and today I'm back at it again. I want to try the pigment called Rockabye Baby. It has the main shift being yellow to pink. I'm, to be honest, not sure which side is gonna be which, but I want to complement it with yellow to pink gradient. And the gradient will be done using the Delicious Delights palette because it makes sense to me. It is a very bright palette, it has quite a lot of matte. Yeah, I'm just gonna use that. And I'm starting with the shade Zesty mixed with a bit of buttercream to create a bit more yellow, like a neon yellow almost. So that will be the first shade from the inner corner, will be pretty much the inner corner. Then I'm taking the flat brush. I'm gonna work with flat brushes this time because I need to pack the pigment. The blending here is not as important, just to pack the pigment is more important. So I'm going into the shade Marshmallow next. It's a very pretty light pink. After the Marshmallow, I'm going into the shade Smoothie. Smoothie is much more brighter and very nice as well. After that, I'm going into the Jelly Bean because we need something darker, but it's slightly more purple, like it goes more to the purple. But anyway, seems nice. And the last one will be the purple one called Charms. And Charms is the darkest in this blend. It will be just something that brings the darkness into the whole area. And then I'm taking a flat brush and white called Whipped Cream, and I'm going into edges of this blend so that I can blend things out, and that will be the base. Actually, they look very nice together, and there is no actual harsh line between them. They seem to be working, blending into each other nicely. But as I said, that's going to be just the base and the main pigment. I'm bringing the base here just because the pigment is opal, which means it doesn't have its own base. So it needs something underneath if you set it. So, and after that, I think I will need to apply a bit of fixing gel or glitter glue, whatever you prefer. And let's just do that. So I'm taking just a tiny bit of the Potion by Karla Cosmetics on the silicone brush, because it makes much more sense to me to grab it with a silicone brush. And I'm tapping. I'm not swiping at all because it may disturb the eyeshadow underneath. So I'm just slightly tapping, and it will give us this nice looking wet effect on the lid. This is exactly what we need. You can be not very precise, but it's still best to know where exactly you're putting your pigment. And when I'm done with the tapping, I'm just taking a bit of pigment Rockabye Baby into the lid. From the lid it will be easier to get it with the brush and stuff like that. So it's just more convenient. And I'm starting to bring the pigment onto the lid. And I see it has a lot of pink and it shines with the pink mostly, which is nice. This means that I made a right choice with it. And it has a shift to yellow. It's supposed to have more shifts than 2, but it's harder to catch, to be honest, with my setup specifically. So gotta do what we have. I think here I will only add a black wing, and I will be back when the full face is ready. So this is the look I've created, and it's very, very pretty. And I would say this is kind of Sugar Plum Fairy vibe. I'm really enjoying the flights of a fantasy, like I'm letting my fantasy go. The imagination is wild, and I'm creating something that I wouldn't have created in the different conditions at all. So this is very satisfying, and I would suggest everybody to do something random once a month with your makeup, making something bright, using different palettes, different things basically. And I think that will be pretty nice. This pigment is very finely milled, very thin, very nice. And as you can see, it doesn't have a base. The base underneath is my eyeshadow, and you can still see the separation between the light pink and the dark pink. It's awesome. So the opal multichromes, they will be pretty much transparent base, and then the shine. This one is slightly less sparkling than the previous one, but it's so shiny. It's amazing, honestly. And I really like how finely milled they are. It's just I'm just enjoying this time with all of that, and super happy with the look, super happy with everything that I've created so far. I think everything looks great on the pink base. This pink pigment is awesome. It has a yellow shift. I'm not sure what the other shift is. Most likely it's a peach, but it's very hard to catch, as I said, in my current lighting conditions. I would need to redo my setup to see how I can catch the other shifts in some multichromes, but this is the best I can do for now, and it's fine. So I'm very pleased. I think it turned out great. I have a bit of a weird shift between the liner, but it's fine. We are not symmetrical. If something goes not in the exact same direction, it's fine. What else do I have in my face? Still going through the Fair One by Danessa Marix. Also her It Girl blush. It's actually Yummy Skin flushed, but it's nice pink. It turns more peach on me at this point already. On my lips I also have Endless Cacao Pencil with a bit of It Girl in the center, and on top of all of that I have Demon by Fantasy Cosmetica. I'm using it so much that the letters started to rub off. So it's sheer black, and on this pencil it creates something slightly purple, like a hint of purple, and I thought that it looks good. I did not say anything about my highlighter today. Did I use a highlighter at all? I guess not, but it's fine. My sides are shiny anyway, but yeah, I think I did not use any highlighter. Happens. So this is what I got. This is what I'm happy with, and it's mesmerizing. Yeah, so Cosmic brushes so far seem to be quite nice as well, in mattes at least. The pricing for these palettes are also very nice sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. In most of the indies they are much more expensive, but these are good, and I think mattes here are very nice. So I need to rethink my decision not to buy more Cosmic brushes. So I will review the other two palettes as well. They're below there, and we will see how the things will go. On this note, I need a bit of a break. I need to do a couple of things, and then I will come back, and it will be Odens once again. See you for you it's going to be a moment. So it's way behind 10 in the evening and I'm just wanting to do last look before going to bed. So I'm going to take Oden's eye singles as per usual in this video, and I'm not sure which one to take, so I'm showing you the whole palette and just seeing which shade I'm more interested in. They kind of have half of the shades in the same range, like they're shifting to the same colors, which is a bit weird, which means only the base is different. And this is not my favorite thing in the whole world, to be completely honest. Yeah, because when the shift is the same, you really get tired of this. And I'm not sure if I would want the whole collection of things that have the same shift. Just like what was with the Color of Rain, when a lot of shades are the same. I'm not the biggest fan of the same shift. Anyway, I think I will go with the one, which I don't know how it's called, but let me grab it out and see. It's called Isabella. Isabella is going to be the main one, and maybe I will add something additionally. So I'm starting with mattes as usual, starting with the peach. It's much more orange on my skin than it is in the pan, but that's the reality of orange shades and cool pink undertone. And I'm setting it into the crease. That's gonna be my just blending color kind of. And I think I will use only 2 mattes in this makeup. So the darkest one will be brown, because brown and orange are in the same zone. And I am going with the brown, blending them together, just trying to make things a bit more nice looking. Not completely what I envision, but it's also okay, I think, at the end. So then I'm taking my shade Isabella from Oden's Multichromes, and I'm starting to apply it. I also can tell that it's not actually as liquidy as in their palettes, so when you touch it with a brush, it doesn't really move the same way as it does with when you touch the shiny shades in the palette. So they are not the same formula, I assume. Or maybe these ones dried out a bit, or maybe, yeah, maybe something different has been integrated. I have no idea. But when the shiny shade is set, I think I'm missing something in the inner corner, and there I will go with a shade that is slightly nice and yellow. It's called Maya. I took a look at how it's called. And Maya goes into inner corner. I think they have the same shift, just a different base. So we will get a green to green and to orange, yellow. One is just brighter, also orange on me. One is just a bit darker, more like a rose gold. But they have the same shift with a green and... I think I will add a brown liner into all of this. And after that, I will come back with a full face. This is my makeup, the full face that I've created with the given shades. It's very smooth, very sparkly at the same time, so I couldn't capture on camera properly how sparkly it is, but maybe in some areas I could. So I started using the liquid lipstick as my base. Liquid to matte, basically, the lipstick, and it seemed to hold better than other bases. I'm not sure what's the trick right now here, but I'm definitely letting it dry, and I am just, yeah, maybe just because I'm letting it dry it's a bit different, but so far my experience is like this. So liquid lipstick might be an answer to our base questions. Not 100% sure, but I'm testing. I will notify if the things will go right or left, so to say. So the multichrome, I caught yellow, I caught really nice green and peach. The one in the inner eye is actually different, but the one on the main moving lid is one shade, just one shade that creates such a shift. So at least 3 to 4 colors it does contain. Very interesting one. I am pretty pleased with the whole makeup. 2 mattes, 2 multichromes, and you are ready to shine like never before. I am enjoying this. It's nice, it's looking good. I wanted to say that I have the Neewer Cosmetics Flare in my lash line here. So Flare is also like a darker gold orange to green. You can see that it goes from yellow to green through some orange. So the packaging is actually reflecting what the color is about, which is nice. And they are not as expensive, by the way, so I'm kind of liking Neewer Cosmetics at the moment. Then what else do I have on my face? I used the same Odens MRX Fair one as in all the makeup looks in this section before. Then I used polished cream blush by Melt. It looks like this. As you can see, I kind of tried to match it to the main shift, and I think it kind of worked. Then I used Heart of Gold by Colourpop as a highlighter. You can see it on my face as well. It looks like this in the pan. So it's just a nice slight highlighter. I honestly need to use more of Karla Cosmetics highlighters, and I will probably use them with Karla Cosmetics from the next shade that I'm going to use. On my lips today I have BFF2 from Truth or Bear, Colourpop as well. I have a lot of Colourpop lately. So it looks like this. This is BFF2. As I said, it's not gonna match fully, but that's life. And this is all I have for now. My soul is pleased. I have one more shade that I want to touch in this video. It's gonna be from Karla Cosmetics. You will see it tomorrow. It's gonna be also Opal multichrome. So I will try to find what shift it goes to, and will try to match kind of the base. Even though you can take brown or black base and place it on it and it will look amazing. But I want to experiment. I want to see different things. I want to do color. We need color lately, I think so. So on this note, I am going to wash my face and go to bed. It's quite late already and I'm kind of done with all I wanted to do. And I hope you enjoyed it so far. We will see each other later. I'm out, but I will be back. So it's December 27th and I want something quite bright today. I'm not sure how it will turn out, but I will just try it. So I am going to start with Delicious Delights, and our main focal point today is a Sweet Dreams Opal multichrome. It has a green to pink shift, so I will try to do something in that direction, but it will most likely be something more rainbowy. I found the inspiration in Saroko Irina Instagram, so you can check her out. She has very nice colorful looks in general. So yeah, give it a try. So I'm starting with the shade Lollipop. It goes into my inner corner above that goes to the brow. So I'm not touching the moving lid, I'm only going above it. And it will be just like an accent color basically. Then I'm going into the shade Minty, setting it into the inner corner. A minty shade should go into Zesty. All of them are mattes. I'm just using mattes from the Delicious Delights palette. Then I'm going into Buttercream. Buttercream is nice in mixing with the yellow, with the Zesty. Then I'm taking the shade Smoothie, and somewhere here I understand that it's not exact mix, so I need something orange in between, so the gingerbread will go in between. Then I'm going from the Smoothie into Jelly Bean, and the very last one will be the shade Charms. I need to notify you that purples and pinks in Delicious Delights will tint your eyes, so you need to be aware of that. They are pretty much having a staying power and your eyelids will be pink after you remove makeup. I don't know how to avoid that, to be honest, right now, but that's what you need to know at least. Okay. And I'm just trying to blend things out. On the lower lid I will go to no opposite direction. I'll go from Zesty to Minty and Minty to Lollipop. This is where I will stop eventually. I will need to clean up a bit, create like an opening between the two, and yeah, that will be it, I guess. And then I will, yeah, I just need to clean up and I will be back. So the Sweet Dreams multichrome I'm going to be setting onto a fix potion, and the key here not to apply too much and let it sit just a little bit so it's not wet fully. You just need like a very little bit. I messed up slightly and that's why I'm saying you just need a little bit. You can tap it with your finger and it will be better, and then you set the shade on it, not very packed and just slightly, then it will be fine. So that's the idea at least. of how the things can go. Okay, and I'm setting the shade Sweet Dreams. It's green to yellow to something bluish pink, I guess. And yeah, I'm just setting it a bit and it will be okay. After that, I will add the black liner. I think it needs a bit of a black liner. And I will come back with the full face already. So this is the final result of the look. I'm sorry if you hear some noises. My husband is doing some stuff outside of the room. But I want to say that this is the final look and I'm very happy about it, to be honest. I think that the makeup like this in the rainbow form is one of the best for brown eyes, because brown is kind of a mix of all colors and you can get even brighter results if you use base, the colored base or the white base specifically. But with colored one, I think it will be like incredibly bright. So I did use this shade from Mitchell Color Case in my waterline and on the lower lid, and it holds very nicely for me, but it doesn't mean that it's for everybody. The Delicious Delights palette, as you can see, also pretty bright, but I blended most of it. Also, I tried to blend it as much as I can, but you can achieve even brighter results if you're using it on top of something like this. And the multichrome is like, I don't find it something special. It's nice greenish mostly shade, so it does have a duochrome shift, but it probably will be the most prominent on the black base, and I'm using it on the different colors, so it's kind of losing itself a bit because of the underlying bases and colors of this. But yeah, you can see how it shifts, you can see everything about it. I finally found the way how to work with the Minifix Potion properly, and I want more of this because I like this more than the glue. With glue you have to be very precise. You need to pack the shadows onto it, and it just, if you don't apply enough, it will stick. So if you have hooded lids, they may stick to each other, and it's not the nicest feeling in the world. Because as you can see, I also have partly hooded deep set eyes, and it just sticks to itself. That's one of the reasons I don't like to work with glue, glitter glue or anything with a sticky base like this. That's why Karla's option of Minifix Potion that dries is good, because yeah, it just dries and that's it. It's not sticky, it just makes the slightly wet surface to which the pigment sticks normally, and then it's like an eyeshadow basically. So I'm enjoying this makeup. It's very pretty. I haven't done rainbow makeup in a while. I think one I did was actually in June back then, but they're just so awesome. So I enjoy that. I am super happy with how it turned out, even though it doesn't look exactly like the reference I had, but that's also how I work with most of the things. I try to make it more mine and just use the reference as an inspiration rather than a full copy of something. So I'm just really into it, and I think that video was a very interesting format. It allows to get the creative flow. Of course, it's harder to get time with that, but to me, I think it's super cool, and I would like more of this in the future. So, as I said, maybe once in a couple months I should do something like that, and then it will be like truly a creative flow where you can express yourself and just touch other shades. So after touching these shades, I'm thinking to give the second chance to Cosmic Brushes, Cosmic Beauty and their palettes. I don't like all of the palettes, unfortunately. I do like some of them, and I do have Muse and Serenity, which I want to review at some point. Yeah, also it was very interesting to touch the shades from Oden's Eye. I only had 3 of them, but I find some of them just having a different base and the same shift, which is not the most interesting, which is not what I'm searching for sometimes. I don't like how the same shift but different bases, because I can make different base and place the same shift on it. So I'm a bit confused about that. I would still need to touch more of them, because right now we only touch 3 by 3, and I am looking forward for more. I'm looking looking forward to creations and things in this regards and with a lot more of these, and this is the only way I agree to work with singles, I guess. What else do I have on my face actually? The Danessa Myricks contour, which is my bronzer today. Then I have Balm Beach blush. I packed it truly, so it's very there. And then How Many Carats by Fenty Beauty also. So the skin in this video was mostly made using the House Lab foundation and NARS light reflecting foundation. This is 000. This is Mont Blanc. Mont Blanc is a bit darker and more yellow than I need. It's kind of a neutral foundation, it's supposed to be, but it's a bit more yellow than I need. And this one, it makes things better. I want another bottle just to have a availability of mixing things, because it's also only 30 milliliters, I believe. Yeah, only 30 milliliters. So I want another bottle just to have an opportunity to mix with others, because I have a lot of others that do not match me completely, and I want to fix that. I don't want to go things into, like, I don't want to waste things. I want to actually use them. So the foundation, the skin looks really good. I have dry skin, and these combination of things look awesome. It doesn't give me any dry effects. It doesn't stick into pores or anything. It's not accentuating the fine lines. So I'm like, nice, nice. On my lips today I have Endless Cacao Pencil and a Rosewood Lip Oil by Dior. This just gives a bit, but not too much. And I find it very nice as well. So that was the video, and that was all the things that I've created in the scope of this video. This is only part 1. We will see each other in such format in the future as well. If in the meantime I won't get a lot of launches that I need to review, you know, which probably is... The probability of it is very low actually. So I have only my stuff, and I'm gonna go with my stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, because it was truly a flow of creativity and pleasure to be with you here and to film this video. And I hope you will subscribe to the channel and give this video a like, maybe. Anyway, thank you once again for watching, and see you next week. Bye!